wants to simply throw money at an Egyptian government that the president cannot clearly state as any ally of the United States. Wow. Okay, so then we got this to say. Okay, this is, going along here. This is a great day for the Lockheed Martin and a testament to the enduring partnership and commitment we have made to the government of Egypt, said John Larson, Vice President of Lockheed Martin's F-16 program. We remain committed to providing our customer with a proven, advanced, fourth-generation multi-role fighter. Isn't that special? Okay, so, of course you do, because you're getting paid. You're getting paid to make those 20 F-16s, fourth-generation F-16s, and provide them to Egypt. So, of course, that's the way that you want to do it. Is it a good idea, or does Lockheed Martin even care as long as they get the moolah? Well, I'm not going to say that Lockheed Martin is a completely bad company. And I'm not going to say that as a defense contractor that they shouldn't send these jets over if the United States tells them to. But just the idea that we're sending them there in the first place is just kind of stupid. That's right, I said it. Stupid, because most of everybody that I know is stupid in some way. Stupid is forever. Came across a quote the other day by a slightly famous comedian who said, if you take the average person and assume that they're stupid, how badly stupid do you think the people below the average are? Well, evidently we've got some of those giving fourth-generation F-16 to Egypt and the Muslim Brotherhood so they can shoot at us with them. What are we going to do with you guys? I tell you, what I would do if it were me, I would say no. You got to give me something here. There's got to be a little assurance that you're going to hang out with us. There's got to be a little love coming our way, and there's got to be little maybe support in the community over there. Then, when you're doing something that helps us out, then maybe I might consider giving you a couple of jets so we can fly along and have a good time and whatever. But when I'm not sure that you're not going to shoot at me with those jets, then no, I'm sorry. You're not getting them. That's my call. Of course, I'm sure my opinion doesn't count for anything, and that not only does Obama not care, but Egypt doesn't either. Oh well. Doesn't mean I can't bitch about it. I do that quite often here lately, and I will continue to do so until such time as they don't give me anything to bitch about. I don't think, personally, that time will ever happen. I could be wrong once again. I don't think so, though. I don't think a time will ever happen that there's not somebody out there doing something stupid to give me something to bitch about. It's just a great thing. It's what we do. We bitch. We try to teach you a few things. We try to give you a little information that you might not have, and have a little fun while we're doing it. But at the end of the day, there's all kinds of stuff that could be going on. Alright, we're going to switch gears here in a few minutes And we're going to jump into Michigan. We're going to talk a little bit about their right to work. And, I think we're going to start off with that with a couple of clips here. So we'll be right back. Enjoy the clips.
Why are you guys protesting?
Because the governor wants to make Michigan a right-to-work state, and that would be wrong.
What does that mean?
It means when people got hired by a company, they get to choose whether to join a union and pay union dues.
Why is it bad to give people a choice?
Because unions helped build this country and helped us get the benefits we have today.
These would be the unions that pushed the auto industry to the brink of bankruptcy only to be bailed out.
So, you are familiar with that accomplishments.
Would these be the unions that have caused Michigan to lose millions of jobs and now have the state of Detroit ready to declare bankruptcy?
I see you have done your homework.
So, why would it be bad to have unions go away?
Who wants to live in a country where there is not a union to protect you? If you come to work drunk or are repeatedly late. If not for the union, they could just fire you.
Wouldn't the company be helped by you being fired?
Silly boy, unions are not about helping the company.
Are they about helping the common worker?
Unions are about helping the lazy worker and getting Democrats elected.
Why should a Republican be forced to join a union and pay dues so unions can support Democratic candidates?
I do not understand your question. That logic makes no sense.
What if a man is pro-life and is forced to join the union and give dues to support candidates that have a viewpoint he is morally opposed to?
Democrats are pro-choice and will always stand as a pro-choice party for abortion.
So to follow Democrats think it is okay for you to choose whether to end your baby's life, but when it comes to joining a union, no choice.
See, and that's why we are here to protest the right to work bill.
Well, there you have it, number one clip there. I don't know who even loaded that up, but it was well worth playing. Thought it was kind of hilarious. I've got one more here I'm going to go ahead and hit.
This is why elections matter. Union members in Michigan are now screaming their loudest, trying to stop the Michigan legislature from voting on right to work. But right to work in Michigan took its first steps toward Governor Rick Snyder's desk on Election Day, as it was becoming clear that voters did not support Proposition 2 and its protection for union members. The big swing came this week when Snyder said he'd sign right to work, but things were moving back on Election Day. Now, whether it's retribution or a view from the GOP that the defeat of Prop 2 is a mandate for right to work, it doesn't really matter. Michigan Republicans control the legislature and the governor's office, and they can do what they want. And that's why elections matter. Every election, not just the fancy presidential ones. The election in 2010 perhaps mattered the most, because the winner of that election got to draw the political map in Michigan. Republicans won. Republicans drew the map. Republicans control the state legislature, and now Republicans control right to work. Now we have to watch the anger and antics of thousands of union members as they scream and pound the floor at the Michigan Capitol, even though we all know how right to work is going to end, because it ended at the ballot box before the voting at the Capitol ever began. For Watchdog.org, I'm Benjamin Yount.
Well, I've got to say to that is good on you, Michigan. Right to work is the way to go. Unions started out as a great thing. I've had a slight discussion on this before at some point, I'm sure. But unions started out as a great thing because back then we didn't have labor laws. We didn't have laws to protect people. They had 8-year-olds working 12 hours for a nickel a day. Never got a break. Basically it was all sweatshop deals, And, yeah, that wasn't right. Now we have labor laws. We have laws that say this is what an employee can be expected to reasonably do within an 8-hour period at work. This is what, and the job has always been in anywhere but a union state commensurate to the skill involved in the job, as well as the experience of the person holding the job. You can't go and just walk into a place, oh, well, I'm going to make $48 an hour. I don't have any idea what I'm going to do, what I do. Don't have any idea, and I don't care. I'll be there around noon, I'll leave around 2. I'll work 10 hours a week, maybe not, because you got a coffee break and lunch stuck in there in that 2 hours. And you're going to pay me $100,000 a year to do it, because the union tells you that you're going to. And you're going to have better insurance than Obama does. And whatever else they can throw in there. Because they are not out to protect you any longer. They're out to protect the few in the upper echelon of the union. Because yes, you have to pay to be in the union. They make you pay, and you can't get a job unless you pay. Perfect example of unions doing some bad deeds. Go back to Sandy. Remember Sandy? It's only been a couple of weeks ago. All these nice people from states in the South that are right-to-work states like Alabama got up, left their families, and drove to New York State to help try to restore power to some people up there who are hurting. And needed some lights on. There was some, maybe some kids floating around over there, whatever. And we're told to turn around and go back unless they wanted to pay union dues. Huh? What? How stupid can you be? Anyway, so that's the deal. And evidently, the people of Michigan are not stupid. Any more than anybody else anyway, because maybe they finally realized that the UAW and the Teamsters have destroyed their state. Detroit is bankrupt. You got council people from Detroit screaming at the president that he's got to come and fix their economy now because they voted for him. Yeah, okay. Like that's really going to happen. And, Detroit's bankrupt like any of those other big third world country type cities out there. Michigan is not in good shape, even though, they're trying. And part of that trying is trying to get rid of the union so they can make some real headway into employment in their state. Because they've lost a lot of jobs because of unions. I don't know, I'm just saying. The next thing I'm going to say here is it's time for the first break. This is Rick Webb, and we'll be right back on the other side.
I never saw anything like it. To me, he's one of the greatest entertainers that I've ever seen.
Since I don't know when, now stuck in Folsom Prison. Time keeps dragging on. That train just keeps rolling on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby,